every film can be Citizen Kane, but even critics have claimed that it was shit in its day. Some films are shit and shit they will stay, but some get better over time because of Nicolas Cage. So which film stays shit forever? And which one's got a little bit better? Second chance movies. No poor bloods were harmed in the making of this podcast.
Welcome to Second Chance Movies, the podcast where we rewatch movies and decide if they deserve a second chance.
I'm Joe Harper, your host who loves rewatching movies, and your host who loves rewatching movies.
And I am Jessica Quaz, your host who's a one-and-done kind of movie viewer, who is a one-and-done kind of movie viewer. And today, we are giving a second chance to 2014's Edge of Tomorrow, or also known as Live, Die, Repeat.
When you said Edge of Tomorrow, I first think, wait, what? I don't think that's the title of the movie anymore.
I am still calling it Edge of Tomorrow, but I guess it's...
We'll get into it.
It's confusing.
Its official name is Edge of Tomorrow because of all the posters of the movie that were way bigger of Live, Die, Repeat. Just confused the entire audience of like, what movie am I seeing? The producers or the studios just like, no, the movie's Edge of Tomorrow, but like the DVD, huge Live, Die, Repeat, and even on the side of the spine, Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow is really tiny. For those of you already confused, Edge of Tomorrow is a Tom Cruise vehicle, sci-fi adventure that we were given in 2014. A spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about this movie, so if you haven't watched it, we're going to be talking about it. For those of you who do not remember what it's about, and for those of you who have no idea what it's about, let me read its synopsis. A soldier fighting aliens gets to relive the same day over and over again, the day restarting every time he dies.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
it.
I think the one thing I would maybe tweak is like gets to relive, because it's like that makes it sound like it's like a fun choice, and it's not like cool, I get to redo this day over and over. It's more like I need to get out of this time loop, like what is happening kind of vibe.
It is very big Groundhog Day vibes with repeating the same day over and over, but with like the sci-fi twist, which, I mean, I guess a time loop every day is a science fiction, but this has aliens and action in it.
Yes.
So it's pretty wild.
It is. It's pretty wild.
We chose this movie this week because Top Gun Maverick is coming out. We wanted to do a Tom Cruise movie, and he doesn't have too many stinkers in the bunch. I mean, he has a couple, but not too many. This to me wasn't really a stinker, especially because like Rotten Tomatoes scores was super high up there. But I feel like this is one of those movies that flew under everyone's radar, so that's why we wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think what's sort of interesting about this movie is that critics love this movie. So many, and pretty much anyone who's seen it really likes it. But the box office numbers were horrible. They made $100 million, which sounds like a lot of money, but the budget was $172 million. And so they didn't even make their full production budget back. And that doesn't even count for like the marketing budget, which, like, if you remember when this movie came out, there were ads, there were posters, there was like, it was in your face. That marketing budget had to have been a lot. And yeah, unfortunately, $100 million didn't cut it. It was a box office kind of failure. And you're right, it does fly under the radar too. It's kind of forgotten. So yeah, we wanted to see what was happening here.
It's probably a name change that really confused everyone.
Yeah, that didn't help. I feel like they were trying to like get more people to see it with the name change, and I think it kind of backfired a little bit.
Before we get into Edge of Tomorrow, we decided we're going to talk about our first chances with things we've watched this week. So, Jessica, Is there anything you've given a first chance to this week? What's new? What's new in the life of viewing for you?
Sure. So I have watched two new shows, one of which I watched the whole first season, and that was Severance. Um, my boyfriend and I decided we really wanted to watch it, so we got 3 free months of Apple TV, which you can get if you have a PlayStation. So if you have a PlayStation, I don't know how that works exactly. He set it up, but you get 3 free months. Um, and it's really interesting. It's really unique and quirky and sort of unlike any other show I've seen before. We blew through the first season. The season finale was really intense and ended on sort of an interesting note. So I've heard so many people rave about this show, and I think that is absolutely accurate. It is really cool, really incredible, really well done. And then another show I've been watching is Under the Banner of Heaven, starring Andrew Garfield. He was a big draw to watching it. I really enjoy him. And the show itself is so intense. Uh, the storyline is about a crime that really hits close to home to this detective. I don't want to give too much away, but the acting is incredible. It's one of those shows where for me, like I am fully locked into it. A lot of the time when I'm watching something, I'll look at my phone or maybe I'll be on my computer while watching it. But with Under the Banner of Heaven, like I'm zeroed in and I am all in, and it's a wild ride every time. It's like I think it's going to be 7 episodes. I've only been on episode 3. It's like beyond a miniseries. It is like a 7-hour movie and each hour drops a week. It's unbelievable. So if you can stomach like really intense mysteries, go watch it. Oh, so good.
Well, two things I've watched this week that are new. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers
Oh,
with John Mulaney and Andy Samberg. I was a huge fan of Chip and Dale's when I was little. I even have little Chip and Dale on my little desk at the
oh,
moment.
look at those guys.
Um, I always enjoyed them a lot. And so getting remade, like a reboot, I don't know how you want to label this. Um, it was so much fun because they got like a different personality because they played the actors that played them. The show was a show itself,
Oh, okay.
and now a few of is and now a few of the like cartoons have been I can't talk today. A few of the cartoons have gone missing, and so when one of their closer friends goes missing, they have a personal like we gotta re-team up even though we've been decades apart from each other. Let's re-team up and solve this case. It's really adorable, especially they had
Oh,
just if you like animation, uh this movie has got so many Easter eggs scattered throughout. The other big thing I've been watching is season 42 of Survivor.
you've been on a Survivor kick lately.
We've been, oh man, I tricked the wife into watching it, and now we're both hooked. And the season 42 is the most current season, and we are at the time of recording this episode, we have one more episode. The next episode is the season finale. So I think they're in the final 5 or 4 right now, and we're gonna crown a winner next one. So I'm excited.
So
This
42?
it's been such a fun season, mostly because they all get along really well. There's only like one, I don't want to say character because they're not characters, they're human beings. There's one contestant that I just don't think deserves it, but then everyone else does. You can kind of tell they're just bringing him on for the ride, but he's still there. So maybe that's part of his strategy. I don't know. I don't think it was. I think he was just on the outs and they're just coasting him. But it's one of those seasons where I'm kind of rooting for everyone. Every time the last like 3 or 4 tribals where they voted someone out, everyone's left with a big smile, like, "Oh, you guys got me. You blindsided me. I didn't see it coming." And like they've been like happy to leave, but like in a way like I know I was number one target because I'm great. I didn't see it coming. It's like they were like on the sofa with me, watching Survivor and going, hell yeah, I can't wait to watch that. I would have loved watching that Blindside. So it's been a wild season. My favorite contestant already got voted out, so it doesn't matter. I'm fine with anyone winning at this point.
Who is your favorite?
Drea.
Oh, okay.
She had like all these advantages, and she was just like smart and tactical, but that's essentially why you put a big target on your back when you're awesome.
Yeah.
So, that's why they voted her out, because they knew she was great. The week before, they flushed out her idol because they were like, yeah, we know you're great. We want to make sure that you can't use your immunity idols.
Man.
Great show.
Yeah. I haven't watched Survivor in a really long time, but it sounds interesting. I might get back into it.
The other, just on Survivor, because we watched the current season, the wife is curious, and we've gone back to watch the older seasons, and we're just knocking them out in a row.
Wow.
Right now we're on season 6, the Amazon, where it's divided boys versus girls right at the beginning, and it is a battle of the sexes.
Wow.
And if you were to watch any season, I think this is the season to start off, because it's a lot of fun. It also takes place in like the year 2001, 2002, where we're not as politically correct, and
yeah.
Oh man, it's and sometimes you're just like, oh no, don't say that. Everyone's pretty sexist when it's the girls are off doing their thing and it's just boys are, yeah, which one would you want to bang? Like, oh no, stereotypes are just played up hard, and it's funny, but it's also great. And this is one of the seasons I'm cheering for most of the people. I like them all.
Nice. I'm very interested. Maybe I'll give Survivor a go.
That's, if any season for you, start with 6. It's pretty
okay.
fun.
Yeah, Battle of the Sexes in the early 2000s sounds like a wild time. That's for sure.
Oh man.
Now that we've wrapped up our new segment, First Chances, it's time to talk about our first chances with Edge of Tomorrow. So, Joe, do you remember your first chance with Edge of Tomorrow or Live, Die, Repeat?
I believe, I'm pretty sure the first time I saw this was on DVD or Blu-ray. Because I think I skipped the theater. I was like, whatever, I'm gonna watch it eventually. It looks cool. I definitely bought it on Blu-ray because I knew I was gonna enjoy it and would want to watch multiple viewings of it. And yeah, it was fun.
So this was my first time with Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat. I had not seen it before.
Ooh.
Sort of what you were saying when it first came out. I was like, oh yeah, it looks cool. Whatever, I'll catch it at some point. And here we are, almost 20 years later, and I finally watched it.
They've got like the cool like Elysium like exoskeleton suits, but like even wilder.
Oh, I forgot that was another thing about this movie. Elysium had come out like the same year, right?
I have no idea.
I kind of forgot that movie.
2013. So yeah, the year before. All right, let's hear what other people saw it with their first time.
Let's get into some reviews. So I have one to start us off.
Okay.
Kevin Marr with The Times UK said, the smartest blockbuster of the summer season, or perhaps any summer season.
What also came out that summer?
I don't know. That's a good question. What do we got?
Summer 2014 movies. Oh, guys, we had Godzilla.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that wasn't that smart.
That was just okay. It had good moments. We had Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which may be the best of that trilogy. It is really good. We also had Transformers: Age of Extinction.
Yikes.
That was not good. We had Melissa McCarthy's Tammy. That didn't go well. A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Oh, that was like notoriously a huge bomb and awful, right?
Man, this seems like a year we should return to. 22 Jump Street. That was a fun one.
Okay, I don't think I saw that one.
Sin City, A Dame to Kill For.
Oh, that was disappointing.
Ooh, Purge, Anarchy.
Which one was that the second one? That was just tight.
I don't know. It was one of them.
I've seen all of them. I like the Purge movies.
How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Oh, never saw it.
It was all right. Watch the first one. It's fun.
Okay.
The Lego Movie. That's probably
yeah.
That's probably the biggest thing on this list.
Maybe. Yeah, that's probably the best.
Where's the Marvel movie? There's in 2014. We had to have had a Marvel movie.
I'm sure we did, right? I would think so.
With Lego Movie, maybe at the end, maybe that's when Guardians came out.
I don't know. Let's find out.
We also got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The first one?
Yeah, the Michael Bay produced one.
Oh, yeah, we sure covered that. Yep.
Oh, that's a fun one. Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
The first one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was good.
X-Men Days of Future Past.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a fun one.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Maybe my favorite of the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Excluding Logan, because it's just great.
Yeah, Logan's very, very good.
We got Neighbors, and to round out summer 2014, The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, classic.
Classic for all the wrong reasons.
So yeah, I would say out of that list, it may be the smartest blockbuster.
Yeah.
Smartest? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm always going to be a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, so.
Yeah, but
they're all a bunch of dum-dums.
Yeah.
Nathalia Aryani of San Diego Entertainer. Edge of Tomorrow is entertaining from start to finish, to start to finish, to start to finish.
I see what you did there.
I like that. I like that review.
That's fun. That's fun. That's very fun. And I agree. Yeah. David,
I'll say the end kind of like, I get kind of like, okay, wrap this up.
I agree. And I have some questions as well about the ending. Maybe I missed something.
I'm going to tell you, I might not have those answers.
Okay. Okay. I was hoping you would, but okay. Because like, what? Whatever. All right. David Haglund with Slate said, "This is a movie about Tom Cruise working very, very hard to please the world." That was positive. That was a positive review too. I mean, I think Tom Cruise does work very, very hard to entertain the world for sure.
I feel like he's one of those actors that really puts on the line, foolishly being his own stunt person, but like if he can do it and he wants to, let him do it, because he makes a hell of a movie. Yeah. I will say one thing I really like about Tom Cruise is that he puts it all in. He makes sure that the movie is going to be as good as it possibly can be.
He really does. I mean, I have conflicting feelings about Tom Cruise, but when it comes to like his professional work, I have a lot of admiration for the man. He has pushed stunt work not just for actors but for people. Like he's pushed the limit of where we could go. I mean, just look at the Mission Impossible movies and what he's doing in those. It's insane. And I think too, like he is such a fan of movies as well, and I think he really emulates that within his own work, which as a movie fan myself I really respect. And I know that like he also studies film constantly and has said before that he tries to watch a movie a day to keep learning from the craft, and that's something I just think is really cool.
I also try to watch a movie a day, but it really doesn't do me any good.
But yeah, so on that level I think I do respect the movie nerd and the filmmaker within him. I think that that's really admirable.
Nell Minow of Movie Mom.
Oh boy.
Director Lyman deftly plays the rinse and repeat familiarity for both us and Cage, that's Tom Cruise's character,
Yeah.
as comedy and as thriller as needed.
Yeah, I think there's not like a ton of comedic moments, but there are definitely some, and they stick out when they come and they're entertaining. So I do think that we're blending a lot of different components of different genres within this one movie, and it
Right.
works.
Lori Hoffman, Atlantic City Weekly. Blunt makes us believe utterly in her fierce warrior mindset and her physical skills. And Cruz has a blast transforming his helpless coward into a mean fighting machine.
That's right.
I will say both of these leads kill it.
Yeah.
I really like her as this like warrior chick that had like this history of being she is like the one everyone looks up to, and what no one knows is it's because she had the power to relive every day, and so she has essentially what we get to see him do is she knows what's coming so she can make all the moves and stuff.
Yeah, and she plays it really well. I also like that Tom Cruise starts off as like a bumbling, smarmy idiot. It's very rare we kind of get to see him play that, and so I thought it was a lot of fun watching that.
Two trivia fun facts. Director Doug Lyman wanted to do the film because it showed a role that Tom Cruise hadn't done yet.
Yep.
Someone very bad at what he does.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I was like, you know what? Yeah, we never see this. So I like that Tom Cruise and his like he's been this huge action star for us for decades, plays a guy who's not very good at the action, but then has to learn it. And then he gets to the point where we know, oh yeah, Tom Cruise is awesome.
Yeah, there he is. There he is.
Some like modern day movie, I don't know if I even want to call them actors, but like stars that have contracts where they can't lose a fight.
Right.
And so like when I go see a movie with them, I know like, well, there's no chance that they're gonna lose. Is the suspense is out for me.
Peter Travers with The Rolling Stone. It shouldn't work. A human versus alien epic that keeps repeating the same scene over and over again, as if the comic tilt of Groundhog Day had turned suddenly dangerous. But Edge of Tomorrow will keep you on edge.
I don't understand why he thinks this concept wouldn't work.
Yeah, it's been proven that time loop movies do work. They fucking work.
Damon Fudge.
Oh,
yeah. Edge of Tomorrow is a fun, rip-roaring sci-fi actioner. It has explosions and gunfire and aliens, yet it's also very smart with a wicked sense of humor.
Oh, he was really into it. I love when things are described as rip-roaring. You know, that's just a fun little adjective. We don't get a ton. All right, well, it's that point in the reviews where we gotta start shitting on Edge of Tomorrow. Somehow. Some people did not like this movie. Very few, but some. And let's hear what they had to say.
Well, right off the bat, Camilla Long of Sunday Times UK. It is impossible to say how exhausting this film is. By the fourth battle, I was gibbering.
Only the fourth battle? Oh my god, she must have been miserable the rest of the movie.
We have to watch this again. That's like the whole thing in the movie. Yeah. The concept is
god.
He has to relive it, and it's going to be different each time.
Oh no, that montage in the middle must have destroyed her life. Joe Williams with the St. Louis Post-Dispatch said, Edge of Tomorrow has neither an edge nor a vision of tomorrow that matters today.
It's such a dumb review.
I know.
Great review, bro. J.R. Jones of Chicago Reader. Edge of Tomorrow is a decent time waster. But if you're the sort of person who watches a movie every day, you should probably look for something better.
Oh. So I will say I do agree with that first part, because we have talked about on the show that like the best movies are an hour and 30 minutes. That's my jam. The 90-minute movie mark, great. This was like 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, And I gotta say, it flew by. But I was engaged with it. I was really into it. So like halfway through, I was like, whoa, I'm already like halfway through this movie. I've been in it. So I mean, it does kill a lot of time really fast.
Based off your comment right there, Charles Koplinski of Illinois Times, there's no question that Doug Liman's Edge of Tomorrow is a solid 1 hour and 40-minute movie. Too bad it runs 1 hour and 53 minutes. Are you really complaining about 13 extra minutes?
Right.
Oh, I have things to do. I can't sit around for 13 more minutes of this movie. It's driving me insane.
That's really specific. Like, I rounded it up. I thought it was 2 hours. No, he had the minute marked. Perry Nemiroff from Shakya.com said, vicious aliens, wicked combat, and Tom Cruise charm are all good fun, but what's the point when the story makes no sense?
Now, I'm half divided on this.
Yeah.
I'm at one part thinking you should have read that in some Boston accent since they described it as wicked combat. And
I'm not gonna try it. Nope, not gonna do it.
Vicious aliens, wicked combat, Tom Cruise, Chama, all good fun. But what's the point when the story don't make no sense? And there's a part of me that does agree. Like,
yeah,
I'm kind of lost and confused about what is going on with the aliens.
Yeah,
but I also don't give a shit.
So I am like that too. I was actually sort of hoping that you would be able to give me some more information.
Okay.
When they're describing, like, I was really into this time loop concept, and I was sort of looking forward to like finding out what's going on. I was interested in that. And then when it's described, it's one of those moments where it's like, okay, I don't get this. Am I stupid? Like, what? And I sort of wish that we had, like, I very rarely like when movies are dumbed down for the audience. Like, I like a movie that trusts its audience to follow. But this was a case where I wanted them to treat me like I was dumb and I needed an explanation further. Because when it's described, I'm like, I think I get this, but I don't know if I understand this.
So after we read these reviews, we can be stupid together.
Okay, great.
And audience, hey, if you guys know what was going on, especially you, Tom, let us know.
Let us know.
I'd like to, I mean, I don't really need to know, but I'd like to know.
I'd like to know, but you're totally right. Like, I still enjoyed it without knowing. So, Renee Rodriguez, Miami Herald, said, why do invading extraterrestrials always bring with them the single thing that can wipe them out? Couldn't they have hit it on Jupiter or something?
Yeah, kind of, but like, I think for their weapon to be utilized at its maximum capacity, you'd have to be close to it, because like, we have to reset the fucking clock, but we have to make that trip from Jupiter. So hopefully from Jupiter to Earth, we don't get hurt.
True.
They also were, I think, like they crash landed on Earth. There wasn't like, I don't think it was like deliberate.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think it was purposeful.
They just crashed and they're like, well, let's fuck everything up.
While we're here, let's destroy it.
Here, we might as well just like do a little tornado thing and murder everyone real quick.
Yeah, let's take this planet. Fuck it. All right, let's get into our second chance with Edge of Tomorrow.
All right. So, well, it was your first experience. What did you think of this movie?
So overall, I did enjoy it. I did find it to be entertaining and like engrossing, I would say. It does have it does have like a unique sci-fi journey to it that kind of grabs you, and once you want to be on that ride and enjoy it. I do want to like just right off the bat kind of get the elephant in the room out of the way and talk about the man himself, Tom Cruise, because I do feel like with any sort of blockbuster he's in, he is obviously a huge component to it, more so than like I find other actors or blockbuster stars to be. There's just something about him that when he's in a movie, you know it's a Tom Cruise movie, which isn't, I'm not saying is a bad thing. I just think that that's something I obviously noticed. Like you're in the journey with Cruise, you know?
He is the driving force behind whatever movie he's in.
Yeah.
He's typically never second banana in the movie.
Right. And like he has had some supporting roles obviously throughout the years, and they're fun when he does them, but like yeah, when he's the lead, you kind of know the vibe it's most likely going to be and how he's going to be. And like we talked about during the reviews, like this was a little bit different where his character at the beginning is super incompetent, and that was really fun, but like then he kind of gets to where you typically see him.
I don't do war. I know I'm really high ranking, but like I'm not on the front lines. I don't know what a gun is.
Yeah, it was really fun to kind of watch his character, you know, struggling to walk in the exoskeleton, like he just being terrified and trying to get out of fighting, like not into it. Like that was a really fun little side to Tom Cruise we don't get to see. But like I said, I have a lot of mixed feelings about him. We don't need to get into his personal life here, but there's some darkness in that. But when it comes to his profession, he is one of the very, very few, very, 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 very few people that I can actually separate the art from the artist, as they say. I think he might be the only one, maybe. And 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 I would be easy to like shut down the part of him that I do like if I have to. But like there is what I find to be really interesting about Tom Cruise in general is that he has a certain charisma to him and likability to him that makes it really easy to forget how weird he is in real life and makes it easy for you to enjoy him in a movie. And I think that that's what's worked for him for so long is just his vibe that he portrays. There's something about it that you like.
Watching this for the third time, it's still exciting. Is it my favorite action movie of all time? Not even close.
Yeah.
I might put all three of those. I know I would put all three of the Mission Impossible, the more recent ones, above it.
Yes.
The things I remembered going into it were he gets accidentally drafted or purposely drafted, however we want to phrase it. He stumbles in combat, kills a special alien that when its blood melts into him, he gets to relive every day when he dies. And then he keeps reliving it to figure out kind of like a pathway of like, what is the way we beat these aliens with the knowledge I already have? And so I think the concept is really wild, pretty fun, especially because like we get a lot of these like deja vu Groundhog Day movies that, you know, every time they find a new like twist on it, I'm always game for it. I think the idea of the time loop is a lot of fun, especially when we get a fun idea for it and it plays well.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that this movie does the time loop stuff really well in that it's always fresh and exciting. There's a montage that we get of him training kind of like midway through the movie. And it's honestly one of the most exciting montages I've seen in an action movie. It feels like this is exactly how montages should be, where it progresses the story and it's, you know, repetitive, but like in a fun and exciting way almost. Like it's not one of those movies where it's just like the loop just kind of gets to be like, okay, I get it. Like I get it. He's stuck in time. Like everything's a little different. The way he handles himself is a little different. The people around him, like I really do like it. And I do think it is kind of difficult to like keep a loop fun and exciting and engaging. But this movie definitely does that.
All right. So I'm going to give you a few time loop movies and you tell me yay or nay.
Okay. I already know which one my favorite one is.
Source Code.
Never saw it.
You know, I've seen it. I don't remember it. So it gets I'd rather Edge of Tomorrow.
Okay.
That's our scale. Would you Edge of Tomorrow or this?
Okay.
Happy Death Day.
That's my favorite. Plus. I'd rather watch that than Edge of Tomorrow.
It takes, you know, what we know about time loops, but puts it in a slasher comedy which is a cute idea. It's
Yeah,
fun.
I think it's really fun.
Predestination.
Never seen it, so Edge of Tomorrow.
That's a really high concept. It is not like bloop 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 bloop. Groundhog Day, the original time loop that we all compare it to.
If there's a time loop, it is Groundhog's Day plus whatever the movie's doing. I would say I like Edge of Tomorrow better.
I'd rather watch Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
And then the one I really enjoyed, Palm Springs.
Oh, I did enjoy that.
Palm Springs is a lot of fun.
Is that your favorite time loop movie?
As currently, yeah. I think
Okay.
that's I like the R2 leads a lot, Sandberg and Milani. More than one person get caught in the time loop, so they're experiencing it together.
It is a fun one. One thing I will say that I also like about this movie and the time loop is that, like you kind of were just saying with Palm Springs, Emily Blunt's character is not like in the time loop with us, but she has experienced it and can give advice and like help him handle it and figure out how to like beat the aliens. And I do like that it's not one of those movies where Tom Cruise is just constantly like, you guys won't believe this, but I'm stuck in a time loop, and no one believes him.
She like gives him just enough clues to like, I know what you're doing, so just get me up to speed. And like, we'll believe whatever you say because I've already experienced this.
Yeah.
So we skip a lot of the re-explaining it. I really like those time jumps where it's just like, he's done this day at least 200 times and he's just like ready to get to the end.
Yeah.
And then like there's a scene there, the doctor's like, okay, wait, this is your first time getting to this part. Like they even acknowledge like, you've done this a lot, but this is the first time you're having this conversation. I like those fun moments. It takes us kind of in a like, we understand he's done this a lot, but this is his first time.
Okay, so let's address the confusion in the room.
Yeah, let's try and map this out.
So I don't know if I understand why the time loop is happening. I think I do. So like, okay, so there's a big alien that controls time called the Omega.
Okay.
Correct, right?
I don't understand if it's an alien itself or just a sphere. I don't know if the sphere is like knowledgeable. I just know there's this thing, round circular thing, referred to as the Omega, which needs to be blown up for this time loop to stop.
Yes, and there are these like little aliens, kind of like what you were saying, attached to it called the Alphas. And if you get like if you kill one or if you get the blood of them.
So I'm gonna just tweak what you said.
Okay,
it's not a lot of them. It's like 1 in a million or so.
Oh, okay.
The blue ones, the alphas, those are very, very rare.
Got it.
So
okay.
If those get killed and their blood gets into your blood, that's when you get this ability to do the time loop. And with that knowledge, the alien, I think, is connected with you and kind of knows what you're doing. This is where I think this is where it is. That's their how they use this technology, because they experience the time loop as well. Their knowledge is a little bit ahead of us, but they're trying to catch up to that person. So when they get super close, that's when Cruz, who has this stuff in him, he'll get premonitions, kind of can see their viewpoint of where the Omega is to destroy it. The aliens plant that idea because they're tricking all of them into thinking they need to be at one spot, and it's not there at all. And that's why they get the jump on humans, because like, we tricked them. They all go to the spot, and then he eventually gets another time loop thing and does it again.
Okay, so that part is where I got lost.
Also, if you lose enough of blood, because it's out of your blood, I think just naturally you would just lose the blood. Once it's all out of your system, you cannot time loop anymore.
Right.
So Blunt makes some comment that at one point she bled out, and then she woke up the next day in a hospital, and she's like, "Oh fuck, they used some other people's blood," and she felt the presence gone.
Yeah, and that's
Similar
what
thing
happens to
him.
Cruz. Yeah. And I do want to say right there that one thing I do like about this movie is that when it comes to like the final battle, so to speak, he has lost the ability to time loop, and so the stakes feel more real at the end. Like if this goes wrong and he dies, he's dead. That's it.
Yeah.
We're done. So then another thing that was it took me a minute to like catch on to this. So like he's he knows about the time loop, but like everyone else around him is also in the time loop but don't know.
They don't know. Yeah, because every day starts
Okay.
new for they've never experienced that day. Because Blunt has experienced the power, she no longer is experiencing the time loop, but she understands that he is going through it and can learn from his instances.
Okay.
So she knows whenever he dies, we restart. So we need to make sure he is, and he also can't bleed out, because if he bleeds out and loses that power and then lives, then he can't time loop, then we can't restart.
Yes.
So it's easier just to kill him than to let him suffer. That way she gets that idea like, oh, well, let's, and he's like, no, I lost the power. Stop.
Right,
please,
right.
Please don't kill me.
I was really hoping, because we get this big explanation by Blunt and like our scientist character, like about halfway ish through the movie. I was really hoping at some point in that scene, Tom Cruise would say like, well, explain it to me in English. Like, I don't understand. So that we, the audience, could get a dumber down explanation.
Yeah.
Because it's very like again, this movie trusts that the audience can just figure it out, like go for it. And at times I like think I get it. And then at other times I'm like, did I miss something? I don't know if I get it, but I think I get it. But either way, like if I don't get all of it, I still have a lot of fun. So whatever. I also do like that at some point within the time loop, um, he just kind of bails. He goes to a bar and is just drinking in town and is like, fuck this, I don't want any of this responsibility. And within that, we get to see a glimpse of like what could happen if the battle's lost and if we don't like complete our mission. I like that a lot because it shows why we need to be doing what we're doing. So that like aside from like the time loop of it all, I think this action movie does do good things of sprinkling that throughout so we understand what the stakes are at the end. I will say about the ending though, first of all, I think it's really funny that the Omega alien or being, whatever it is just like hanging out under the Louvre in Paris. Okay. All right, that's an interesting place. I'm kind of confused on the ending.
Okay.
Could you just because like okay, he gets swallowed up by the Omega, and then that sort of starts everything over. But then also like,
so for everyone that's very confused and doesn't trust that we'll be able to give them the correct information, which I don't think we will.
Okay.
Right now, I did find a fun article on, funny enough, looper.com called The Ending of Edge of Tomorrow Explained. It goes through all the questions we absolutely need answered. And so if you want some more solid answers, them. If you just want our guest versions, I've got them.
Okay.
So I think the ending essentially is he took care of the Omega. And so because he took care of that, the time loop power is not involved. Aliens are destroyed. And so when he wakes up, he actually wakes up at the start of his day, probably from the beginning when the original time loop happened when they landed. And that way, when he wakes up, he's already had this big old experience. He retains all that information, but then he walks to Emily Blunt's character and like, who are you? And then we just end it because like it's done. He's already been reset fully. And so yeah.
So, but then I'm confused about like I do understand that part of the ending, but I'm confused about how in doing so he also like helped defeat the aliens.
Because they're, I guess with their power, they're not resetting as well. So I don't care.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Just in the basic dumbed down terms, they won.
Yeah. Humans
Whatever
won.
they did,
Good job.
the thing he had to do, he did it, and they won.
And they
I don't-
won. Good
okay,
job. Good job, guys.
That's what you say. Because yeah, it is very kind of messy with like explaining it, or
Yeah.
maybe I wasn't paying attention well enough, but I also didn't care because the fun things I enjoyed most about this movie were the time loop portions where we see him learn and evolve with all the information he's already gotten.
Like for me, the last 15 minutes feel like they go off the rails a little bit, but like I don't know if that matters for how I feel overall about this movie. So
Yeah, I have a fun time. It's a solid action movie. Would you give Edge of Tomorrow / Live Die Repeat a second chance?
I say yes. I really would. I totally get why everyone who sees this movie is really into it. I think it's a lot of fun. It really is forgotten, but like it's really cool. And yeah, give it another watch. It's very, very good. And if you're one of the many people like myself who never watched it, go for it. It is enjoyable. I do sort of wish that out of like some of the Tom Cruise movies we get, this one is definitely feels different and unique. I do wish more people saw it. It is said that it's kind of remembered for being like not a good moneymaker, and widely sort of forgotten about. But I like it. I say, yeah, go for it.
I agree. Give it a second chance. It's definitely rewatchable, especially because it's a time limit movie. Us rewatching it again feels like we kind of been here before, where we kind of already know what we're getting into, so we get to experience what he experienced.
That's right. There we go.
And it's just fun action. I really like these aliens. I think they're really kind of unique looking. They have this like tremor effect that's like really just wiry, and they move fast and kind of scary. Just like I wouldn't want to fight that. I would lose instantly. And also the mech suits look just wicked awesome.
Thank you again for listening to another episode of Second Chance Movies, and we'll be back very soon with another Second Chance movie. Okay, actually, now that we've wrapped it up, I realized we didn't really talk about the name change too much.
Okay, what do you want to talk about it?
So, like, was it that Live, Die, Repeat was the tagline, and then they just made it the title?
After the film's box office failure in the US, it still managed to turn a profit worldwide.
Nice.
Its marketing strategy was changed slightly for its DVD release. In this case, on the front of the video box, the film's tagline was emphasized heavily, with the title Edge of Tomorrow in small text at the very bottom of the case. As a result of this packaging, it gives the illusion that the film's title is Live, Die, Repeat. Warner Brothers maintained the title of the film had not been changed and that Live, Die, Repeat was only a tagline. Yet, this appears in front of Edge of Tomorrow, not just on the cover, but on the spine of the packaging and even on the disc. The rental company Redbox has the film listed under the L in its kiosks.
Oh.
And all online retailers have the digital streaming version titled Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow.
Interesting. Very interesting. I wonder if it's was a marketing tactic to be like, okay, well, they weren't going to see Edge of Tomorrow, but maybe they'll see this new film, Live, Die, Repeat.
I think that was slightly the strategy, but they're kind of being huge pussies about it. Just like, fuck yeah, we changed it.
Yeah, we tried to bamboozle y'all.
We realized Edge of Tomorrow is such a stupid fucking title because he's never on the edge of tomorrow. He just goes to tomorrow. He never goes to tomorrow.
Yeah.
It just
Which
resets.
is why he'd be on the edge then.
The best title for the movie is Live, Die, Repeat, because he every time he dies repeats the day.
Yeah.
Solid. It's what I remember about this. Live, Die, Repeat. way more interesting of a title too.
See, I disagree. I think Edge of Tomorrow is more interesting because, like, Live Die Repeat is too like this is what's happening. With Edge of Tomorrow, I'm like, oh,
But
what's
that's
going
what I
on?
like about that title. Its uniqueness is no one else is that bold and just
This is the movie.
3 words. This is how we describe.
I don't think a movie has ever changed. Well, they say they didn't. They say they didn't, but I don't think a movie's ever changed its title upon DVD release.
Yeah, there have been.
Oh.
Movie title changes. Who? I typed that in the top thing. It says Live Die Repeat. 9 other movies whose title changed after the release.
Whoa.
Birds of Prey.
Oh, was it Emancipation and then it was
Harley
like
Quinn
Birds
movie.
of Prey? Okay. But it was Birds of Prey was always in the title, so that doesn't really count.
Raiders of the Lost Ark became Indiana Jones.
And the Raiders okay. Again, that was already in there.
I'd like them to explain it a little bit more. Like Fast 5. I don't know what was it Fast and the Furious 5?
Maybe.
Star Wars became Star Wars A New Hope.
Oh.
The Road Warrior was Mad Max.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Ghostbusters became Ghostbusters Afterlife.
So dumb. Get rid of that. No.
Just call it Lady Ghostbusters and lean into it.
Right.
TV series. Fast 5. That's what I want to know. The movie's title was changed to... Wait, what? I'm going to read this whole thing. Being the movie in the Fast and Furious series that made the shift from street racing, Fast 5 was a great name, not just because it was the 5th installment of the franchise, but because it represented the team of heist specials too. However, a couple months after its initial release, the movie's title was changed to Fast and Furious 5 Rio Heist.
Oh.
I've never heard that. No. Fast and Furious have a bad time of just naming all of their movies. I can think of 2 movies now. Hold up. Because their titles were advertised in like trailers as one, but then when they released, it changes into another thing.
What?
So I know he was in a movie called Fly Away Home, Jeff Daniels and Anna Paquin, about a father and daughter decide to attempt to lead a flock of orphaned Canada geese south by air.
I've seen that.
I'm pretty sure
I've definitely seen that.
It had a different name.
I was so young when I saw that. I didn't even realize that was Jeff Daniels.
Yeah. What a chameleon. Flying Wild.
Oh.
The original title for the film, which can be seen in several trailers, is Flying Wild, but then they changed it to Fly Away Home.
Oh.
Fuck. I'm There's one I definitely know the title change. Back in the early 90s, there was a movie that was near and dear to my heart. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze.
Yep.
I had it on VHS. And they had 3 trailers before the movie on the tape. One of which was Suburban Commando with our boy Hulk Hogan. Surf Ninjas, which also fits in that world. And a movie called, I believe it was titled Step Kids. And the whole premise was like, it was a girl. Well, I didn't know the premise. It was just a big family.
Okay.
Like the girl's describing like, my parents got divorced and like they got remarried, he got remarried, and blah, blah, blah. I know all the words to that fucking trailer.
Oh
if
my
it's
God.
playing, I can recite it along. That's because I've seen that too much.
Yeah.
Didn't know until within the last like maybe 5 years, I finally found it on DVD because I couldn't find it anywhere because it's called Step Kids, but it's actually retitled Big Girls Don't Cry, They Get Even. A terrible title.
It's a really bad title.
A girl fed up with her quirky, dysfunctional family runs away from home, causing all of them to spend time with each other.
Okay.
It has Griffin Dunne, who is on This Is Us now, Dan Futterman, Ben Savage from Boy Meets World,
Yeah.
David Strathairn.
Oh yeah.
I almost want to send you the trailer for Stepkids.
I'm really curious. I'll watch it.
I always wanted to do a quadruple feature where I watched all 3 of those movies and then Ninja Turtles. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready to push play.
Okay, hold on.
My screen it's on black. It's a 000.
Okay, hold on. Wait. I'm gonna. Oh, okay. I want a full screen. Full
Sure.
screen. YouTube, shut up. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Lovely lady.
Once upon a time, my mom and dad got married and lived happily ever after. Yeah, right. Children, this is your modern fairy tale.
Would the mother and father of the girl raise your hand, please?
Oops, there's another one. Gotta be quick in this family. My dad's almost 40. Looks like he's 30. Thinks like he's 20 and acts like he's 10. He's fun to play board games with.
Right, what? That's news?
Next, Mom meets Keith Powers. He's a rich widower with 3 kids and 2 portions.
Well, the printer broke down again.
So I get 2 stepbrothers. Josh, he's the nice one, and Kurt. My beloved stepsister Corinne. I'm on the phone. And of course, my half-brother Sam.
I tested it for diabetes.
Yeah, he's so tiny.
Doesn't clog your pores, does it?
Meanwhile, back in San Francisco, Dad gets lucky and marries Barbara.
Hi, darling. Must be a bad connection.
That better?
And eventually, I have a half-sister, Jessica.
Jesse, you remember me.
Lucky guess.
Meet Stephanie.
Hi, everybody.
I just did.
You're so sweet. What are you doing in this family?
I know what you're thinking. We're like the Brady Bunch from hell.
Now, you just spit
Spit on my hand.
But you don't do anything, right, Melinda?
I'm a mother.
Do you love your daddy?
Damn straight.
Did you know it's estimated by the year 2000, 1 out of every 3 people will be a member of my family?
Oh, what a great trailer.
That is such a time. I'm very confused by what the movie's about.
You know what? I feel like the trailer is really great. It's one of those things that I think the trailer is far better than the movie. Because I think all the premise was she just ran away from home because she was tired of everyone.
That's a lot of people. Yeah, that's
There's
a lot. It's
tons of
overwhelming.
people.
Yeah.
I wish it was more like a reunion, like, hey, we have to get together because something's event is someone's getting married and we all just like dealing with everyone there. Can we just watch all the trailers right now?
All the Ninja Turtle trailers? Or we could do it for a Ninja Turtles episode that might be coming up.
Rewatch this again.
Yeah.
See how I'm pretty good with that trailer.
You really were. You were really good.
I held
cannot
back so
believe it.
the audience could hear it as well.
Yeah.
I know it very well.
Wow. Well, okay. I don't know how we got here, but we sure did.
Title changes.
Title changes. So I was very wrong. Edge of Tomorrow, Live Die Repeat is not the first movie to change the title. Wow.
And it is an improvement because there's worse things you could do is change the title to something that's worse.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Stepkids, quick,
Sure.
solid. I guess it's not really about being a stepkid. Just have a extended family. And I think the title Boys or Big Girls Don't Cry, They Get Even shouldn't really get even. It's not like she's pranking everyone. And
Right.
it's not like a Home Alone situation.
Interesting. What a flick. Wow, this poster is something. All right, Big Girls Don't Cry, They Get Even.
She's swinging on some sort of like bed sheets with her giant ass backpack.
There seems to be far less people on this poster
That were in the movie.
than that were in that trailer.
Yeah.
But okay, all right. Well, we did it. Edge of Tomorrow and Big Girls Don't Cry, They Get Even. Stepkids.
That would be a time loop I would not want to be stuck in. So much family. Oh.
Okay, well, bye.
Second chance movie.